Welcome to 07. I'm CCP Guard, and with me as always is CCP Mimic.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the 07 show. We've got a lot coming up this episode, but we also are now broadcasting at a brand new time and across multiple platforms.
We hope you like this time better and that more of you can watch without being at work or asleep. And we are now broadcasting on 3 platforms. We used to be on Twitch exclusively. Now we're also on YouTube and Facebook. So anyone joining the 07 show for the first time, welcome aboard, and I hope you have fun tonight.
Exactly, and of course don't worry, because we are still going to be doing all of our giveaways for Plex and for exclusive skins on all 3 platforms. So just keep a lookout and don't forget to tweet #07show.
But we have an interesting summer ahead of us. This is our summer show, and we got a lot happening this summer. And to tell us more about that is our executive producer, CCP Seagull. Let's take a look at this.
Hello, Capsuleers! We have some pretty big things coming up in our June 28th release for EVE Online, and I want to comment on a few of them today. First, we are working hard on following up the Citadel expansion with bug fixes and added features. In this release, we're fixing things like enabling direct trade in Citadels and making sure that redeeming item works in them as well. It's also the first balance pass where we tweak numbers on the capitals and fighters. We'll continue with these follow-up changes and continue to improve the new features related to structures. And then, of course, we're adding new structures later this year, like the industrial arrays. Second, this release brings a set of changes to the new player experience. These changes aim to bring some more purpose and clarity to the experience with the opportunities, giving new players better feedback and then pointing them directly and clearly towards the career agents to continue their journey in New Eden. Many of these changes also affect all players, like the wallet pop-ups when you receive or spend ISK, the new docking camera, and mining feedback. If you spend time in New Eden helping new players, please tell us how these changes are working out. We expect to make even more changes later this year, taking your feedback into account. The other big thing coming in this release is our newest event, the Shadow of the Serpent. And the big change with this one is that the Scope network is using its wide reach in New Eden to broker between entities that need something done and enterprise encapsulators who can provide results. You'll see a whole new interface presenting these challenges, and just like in our previous events, completing them will earn you some all-new rewards like multi-day skill boosters, new Serpentis implants, and access to at least one of the new Serpentis capital blueprints. The release also brings a few other great things. 2 of my favorites are the new secondary lighting effects that you can see in ship hangars and around engine boosters on your ship, and the ability to fit several ships at once. We've been wanting to do this for a long time to support those of you who do a lot of ship preparation for others, and some of our amazing devs finally found a good way to do it. Industrials may also see some new opportunities as well, as boosters become legal to use across the whole cluster, which should increase demand for these nifty products. Blogs are in the making to give you the details on many of these changes and new features. As we're approaching summer holidays here in Iceland, I wish all of you a great summer as well, and a great time with EVE and all of this new stuff. Enjoy!
Welcome back to the set. As you hear, there's going to be a lot for you to do this summer. To talk more about that, we have 3 developers here on the couch. We have CCP Delegate Zero, CCP Edelweiss, and CCP Larrikin. Welcome to the 07 Summer Show.
It's not summer.
Oh, what do you mean it's not summer?
I mean, Iceland doesn't have summer. It has winter and a slightly less cold winter. I appreciate you guys trying to make me feel a little bit warmer, but it's cold.
Oh, poor Larrikin. I mean, I feel so good. The fog is slightly warmer than usual, and it's like, summer is in the air, literally. So, yeah. So we heard about this new event that's happening, Shadow of the Serpent. So CCP Delegate Zero, can you tell us what is the Shadow of the Serpent?
The Shadow of the Serpent is the rising threat of the Serpentis Corporation, and it's a capital ship building program. It's building up its naval forces with the help of its allies, the Guardian Angels, who are an entire division of the Angel Cartel, which is the most dangerous criminal organization in New Eden.
The Serpentis are no joke themselves.
No, they control most of the drug production and drug distribution in New Eden with the help of the Angel Cartel. So they're very powerful, but they're becoming even more powerful. And Concord and the Empires are seeing them as much more of a threat because of the capital ship building.
Okay. So that's the backdrop for this event that's going to be taking place soon, and the Scope Network is getting involved. Like, how is that happening? The Scope News Network.
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting new development with the Scope and their place in New Eden. For a long time, they've been like the biggest news and media organization in New Eden, but they're a Galente corporation in origins, but they're going to be becoming an independent network that's directly licensed by Concord to broadcast across the Galnet. And they also will be operating as a kind of a broker between capsuleers and interested organizations. So we'll see that start to happen with things like Shadow of the Serpent and future events.
Okay, so that's sort of how the capsuleers come into it. That they come in through the Scope trying to do all this stuff with the bad guys. Yeah. Interesting. To the practical side of it, CCP Edelweiss, I'm a player logging in, I want to take part in this event. What do I have to do, and just what do I do?
So while the event is running, when you log in the character selection screen, you will be able to see all the challenges that Scope Network offers for you and related to the event. And these challenges will be all event theme. So you will be requested to fight against Serpentis, to kill pirates, or to complete one of the 9 new sites. And also within the game, you will be able to see a new window, the Scope Network window in the Neocom, where you can keep track of all the challenges and your progress, so on.
Okay, that's awesome. So new interfaces and everything accessible from the, you can see updates in the character selection. Sounds great. Then, how do you progress through this event? Sort of like, I start doing stuff, and where does it take me?
So when you complete one of the challenges, you will get points.
Okay.
You can see how many points in the Scope Network window. And as you earn points, you can unlock prize containers, which will be copper, silver, and gold. And they include some juicy rewards.
Okay.
Also, you can track your active challenges in the Scope Network window and see how you progress on it, and see how much time is left for the event.
Okay. So, by the sounds of it, this sounds like a more expansive event than the ones we've done before, with like more different types of content. Is that correct?
Yes, it's exactly what we were looking for. So, during the past year, we've been hosting these events, the Hunt, Crimson Harvest, etc. And we've been talking to players in FanFest and the CSM Summit, and also in social media, and they all loved it and gave us a lot of positive feedback. But there was one concern that was regarding the event's visibility in the game. So it seems that they were kind of hard to find within the game. So we were trying to fix that, and also to bring more just fresh activity and excitement to the events.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I really look forward to trying it out.
Yeah, me too.
One thing, the players are going to be angry at me if I don't ask, at least, if I don't try. You mentioned these containers. Like, what kind of prizes do they contain, if I may ask?
Well, they are closed crates, so I don't really know what's inside them.
Okay.
But I hear that it's pretty awesome stuff. And also that the big container, the gold one, will include some vehement blueprint copies. So maybe Larry can explain a bit more about that.
Sure, yeah.
What is the vehement?
The Vehement is the Serpentis capital ship. It's the Dreadnought. It's based off the Mora's design, and then the Guardian Angel engineers went in and ripped out all the sort of repair augmenters and all that sort of thing, and just packed in more damage. So it does more damage. It's got about 50% more hit points than the regular Moros, and it also gets the patented stasis webifier bonus that the Serpentis have as well. So, yeah, it's a pretty nasty beast.
Jeez, that sounds like a fun one to take out for a spin, huh?
Yeah, it's not cheap. It's fairly expensive, but yes, I expect players will have lots of fun with it. So.
Yeah, it's going to be more difficult to build, more expensive to build.
So the blueprints won't be all that rare, but the build costs are quite high, somewhere in the vicinity of 35 to 40 billion. So it's kind of a Sunday driver, I would say, not like an everyday drive.
And a juicy target when it appears on the field. That would be
absolutely yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what are the other ships that we're looking at?
So the Serpentis are also introducing a supercarrier and a Titan. So the supercarrier has a whole bunch of bonuses to its damage, and skin is a lot stronger, and it also gets both the Mimitar and Galente bonuses to fighter speed and hit points.
Okay.
And then its burst projector gets a bonus to stasis webifier application as well. So if you burst project a bunch of people, they will be very slow.
Ooh,
yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing what players do with this. So I can see some people like using that with bombs and all sorts of other cool things.
That's really cool.
And then finally, the Titan, the Vanquisher. It again has a massive bonus to hit points, about 50%, and it has 1,000% roll bonus to damage, which is about 10% higher than any other Titan. It can fit both Galente and Mimitar Doomsdays, so you've got a little bit more options there for Doomsdays, and gets all the other kind of rolls that Titans have as well. So, and of course the stasis webification bonus. So yeah, it's a very nasty machine.
That's a crazy machine.
It is 400 billion to build.
Okay. I heard voices of players screaming in my mind, like, well, how much is it gonna cost? You know?
Yeah, 400 billion. So again, more of a Sunday driver.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, for people who like really violent Sunday drives, at least. But since I have you here, is there anything else that Team 5.0, your team, is working on for EVE gameplay for the coming releases?
With the Serpentis event, the Serpentis are also releasing some implants, the Asclepian implants. And this is, it's actually taking the Exile drug technology and putting it into an implant. It's very similar to the crystal sets, so you can put them in and you'll be a lot more effective at repairing and that sort of thing. Okay. So this is the first in a series of implants that we're going to be eventually releasing. On top of that, Team 5 has been hard at work, and direct trade should be possible in Citadels with the release on Tuesday. I think it's 118.6 is the official name. And we're also hard at work on some future things that aren't coming out with this release but will be coming soon. So we're doing contracts in Citadels, and we're very hard at work on fleet boosts.
Awesome, fleet boosts, yeah.
Yeah. So we talked a little about this a little bit at FanFest, and fleet boosts are going to change considerably. They're going to be on grid and much more like kind of like a buffing smart bomb, I guess you could say. So you'll fire this, and the ships around you in your fleet in a very large area will get this buff for a period of time.
Yeah, exactly. Not just a passive bonus from far away. It'll be much more active. There'll be no restrictions on your position in the fleet, so you don't need to be in wing command or anything like that, and you can bring more and etc. So. Sounds more like gameplay to me.
Yes.
So that's it for now. We're gonna move on now. Thank you guys for coming. This has been absolutely amazing. The next thing we're gonna show you is a new video that we made, which is a ship spotlight, and we are gonna take a look at the Vigilant.
In light of the upcoming expansion of the Serpentis Cartel Capital Fleet, we are going to take a look at one of the most impressive cruisers in the cluster, the Vigilant. Building on the natural strengths inherent in the design of the Thorax, the Vigilant is a deadly vessel both solo and supporting any fleet. Copying the fast, lightweight subframe of the widely used Galente cruiser, Guardian Angel's engineers work to package subsystems into the Vigilant's design that make it arguably one of the hardest hitting cruisers in the cluster. State-of-the-art sensor and tracking subsystems, coupled with the latest Angel Cartel hardpoint technology, give the Vigilant enough punching power to be able to compete with most battlecruiser class vessels. Additional power couplings that are tailored towards optimum stasis Weber fire operation affirm its position as one of the most formidable all-out brawling cruisers in existence. Only those who are confident in their ability to take down a Vigilant, or those who have sufficient backup, should dare to engage it. The hull is cheap to produce and doesn't require any special materials. However, you will have to prove your loyalty to the Serpentis if you wish to acquire a blueprint. That's it for today's Ship Spotlight. See you in space.
Welcome back. We hope you like that ship spotlight. The Serpentis, of course, being the masters of the Vigilant, so it fits our summer theme of Serpentis stuff. So a lot has been happening in space lately.
Yes, a great deal has been happening, and one thing in particular is that the Minmatar have just won. Well, the Winmatar, really.
Yeah, the Winmatar.
Yes. And they were so excited that we happened to luckily get the last few moments while they were conquering the last iHub. So take a look at this video.
So that was quite a party, and congratulations to the Winmatar. They were the last of the four factions to conquer the whole battlefield in factional warfare, but their celebrations were amazing. Congratulations to Jeppy Vietar, who was the fleet commander and is now a hero of the Republic. And I heard he actually sacrificed his Typhoon to the war gods at the end of the battle for good luck.
Wow, it made all the difference.
Obviously. But the Permaband LP. We got to talk about the Permaband LP. There's an actual album being made with the Permaband's greatest hits, which makes me very happy. And this is being made by ISD Estir, and the cover being designed by Rick Javix. And they're printing like actual copies of these, limited edition, of course, but some players are going to be able to get their hands on it. How, we don't know yet, but we'll find out and we'll let you know then. And they're sending a copy to the office, and I can't wait to kind of get my hands on it.
It's going to be very, very sought after. There's many of us here that want a copy. But when we get the details of how you can get your copy, we'll be sure to let you know. So keep an eye out for those. And of course, while you're waiting, be sure to check out Fireblades Gaming's tutorial series on YouTube. They are a bunch of really great tutorial videos with, I think they're up to what, 47 videos?
47 videos, yeah.
So, great for new players, great for players who just want to try something new or just polish up their skills at the moment. So check those out. It's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, we love to see people put this sort of work into things. They've just done so much, so we want to give them love, go give them likes and views and everything. And we hope they make more.
Yes, and of course you can subscribe to the channel or just follow them at evo_adhera, and we'll show that on the screen in a little bit.
But Bloomberg came to FanFest, and they covered the EVE community, EVE Online, and FanFest on their Hello World series, which is taking a look at technology from around the world. And they actually came, they went to all the presentations, all the parties, the pub crawl, they talked to players and developers, and we urge you to go and check out their segment. And it starts around the 15-minute mark, the EVE part, and you can see some famous EVE players and some developers and everybody having fun at FanFest, and it's really, really good. They talk really favorably about EVE and what all you guys do, so thanks Bloomberg.
Indeed. And one other thing that's been happening out there in the great wide world is, of course, all the player gatherings. There have been a bunch just this weekend with Eve Northeast, Newfoundland, Toronto, a meet in Bulgaria, and Adelaide and Glasgow, of course. So please keep sending us your pictures about what you've been getting up to. But coming up this month, I'm going to have to read them off because there's so many, is Cincinnati, Bournemouth, Antwerp, and Sydney. But then, of course, in August, we've got Eve Dublin as well. So go and check out their website because they have tickets on sale. And that's going to, they're pretty, I'd say that they're cheap for what you get. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely go and check that out.
Yeah, they're going to put on an amazing event. So if you live in Ireland, if you're going to Ireland in August, definitely go and support them. It's an amazing crew behind it.
Indeed. But talking about all of the player events, the next big thing that you and I are doing is, of course, Eve Vegas. And please go and sort out your tickets as soon as you can because they are going to run out.
We're telling you this not as salesmen, but as your friends. If you want to go to Eve Vegas and we want to see you there, you have to get your tickets as soon as possible because they're running out fast. As it stands, with the tickets already sold, it's already a big event. And it's going to be bigger, but tickets are running out fast, so get your tickets.
But, of course, we also understand that not everybody can get to Vegas. So the 07 show is going to be going to Vegas, and we are going to be streaming the event. So if you can't be there, you can watch it. But if you want to be Eve famous, then you kind of need to be there so that we can talk to you and everybody.
You can be on the stream.
Indeed. So that's Eve Vegas. That's what's happening late October, around Halloween. One other thing that's been happening here in the Reykjavik studio is that Team Tri-Lambda have been hard at work on sorting out the next set of structures that are coming up, the industrial arrays. And so rather than just the concept art that we showed at FanFest and a few little snippets here and there on streams, we've got a little bit more about what they've been working on for the medium. So take a look at this.
Welcome to a special market summary from Eve Prosper. I'm your host, Lockfox, and though the weekly show is on hiatus for the summer, we are here to bring you June's market news and forecasts for your summer. With ProBag Bears, Plex Wall down, and Citadel's Land Rush ending, things are starting to look more stable. In general, we at Eve Prosper believe the summer is going to be the best chance to refill those coffers after an unusually hot spring. Unfortunately, the one unknown for our forecast is Citadel offshoring, the practice of setting up buy orders in Citadels to compete with hubs like Jita. Due to API limitations, we're unable to directly track offshoring, but general trends look positive. As for Plex specifically, if we look at prices versus CCP Quant's ISK velocity charts, we can start to see some of the summer cooling. As demands for liquid cash loosen, we should start to see Plex demands rise. Though it's worth mentioning, ISK velocity is still high considering history, so expect prices to stay near or under 1 billion for the next month. Looking at skill trading, prices have been following Plex prices, but the recent upswing is much larger than the recent stabilization in Plex. Though we continue to forecast that skill injector prices are quite high, supplies look to be running a little thin, leading to stronger prices. For those in the speculation game, it might be a time to look into selling off some of those stockpiles. Looking at the costs behind skill trading, margins are very good for the skill point farmer. Again, with the constraint on supply combined with lower prices for Plex, this makes it a seller's market for skill points. Though it's still hard to forecast into the distant future on either injectors or Plex, we believe this is a big opportunity to take some bold positions for the fall. Looking out across the rest of the RMT markets, things are looking particularly stable. Though Resculpt sell orders are finally reaching parity, the buy-sell spread makes me think that this is only a temporary position. Extractors remain in step with Plex, and multiple pilot training certificates are bubbling up over Plex parity, perhaps because of skill point farmers. Moving on to PvP, as we pointed out in the last show, PvP activity is returning to a normal-ish level, if maybe on the cool side. Though this may be bad news for fighters, it's a good signal for industrialists as a chance to restock and farm. This is by no means a crash, but a return to normal levels, and should give ample opportunity to stock up reserves for the fall. Last but certainly not least, boosters are getting a big change in the next week, with legalization. Longtime fans of the show will know that we are particular fans of boosters, and are anticipating big things with this change. The bad news, in the short term, is we expect prices to crash. Due to their incredible margins, prices for final boosters should fall, but Cytosaracin prices should rise. This is a great opportunity to go review the mechanics of boosters, as they can be an incredible force multiplier in gang operations. With that, this concludes our Prosper Market Brief for June. And again, though the weekly show is on hiatus for the summer, we are still producing content here and on the blog. To follow us, all you gotta remember is Eve Prosper, and that'll get you to Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and our blog. Once again, I've been your host Lockfox, signing off from Eve Prosper.
Hi and welcome back. We are joined by CCP Kakar, and she is going to be showing us live one of the most exciting features that are coming to you guys very soon. This is currently on Singularity, so if you haven't had a play with it yet, then definitely do so. And that is MultiFit. So, what is MultiFit?
It's a tool that helps people that fit a lot of ships to do their job. We have a lot of people that are helping newbies and other players with by fitting up their ships, giving them away, creating contracts, and this will just make it easier for them to fit them up instead of sitting there for hours to fit up 500 ships or whatever. Maybe I should just show it to you, or
yeah, I think so. We've been waiting to actually see this for a while now, so we're very excited.
Okay, first of all, we've added the possibility to add the fitting management window to the Neocom. So I'm just going to open it from here. Here I have my Raven Fit ready to go. I just right-click it, select MultiFit, and I get this little window here. Let's say I want to fit 30 ships.
A lot of ships.
It's a lot of ships, and it tells me I'm missing some equipment. Then I will just go and buy them all.
Oh, nice.
Just like that.
Just like that.
So simple. Make sure you have the money, of course.
Yes, that would help. Then I will just buy it, get some warning. I'm okay with that. I will refresh my inventory status and see now that I can fit 30 packets or fit up 30 ships and have all the equipment needed.
And do the ships have to be packaged?
They do have to be packaged.
Okay.
So if you want to fit ships and they're assembled, just repackage them and
seems simple.
Yes. So you now have the option to, if you want to fit the rigs, you can do that. But if you choose not to fit them, they will be put in your cargo.
Okay.
That's really fantastic.
Yes.
Convenient.
Yeah, it's good, especially for contracts. Yeah, and we'll just go. We'll just start fitting up.
There they are.
There they are.
Wow.
Just like that.
That's pretty amazing.
I can hear the praise from here.
Yeah. So can we get some noise in Twitch chat for MultiFit and CCP Cargo? Huh?
But of course, this isn't just helpful for people who create ships for new bros. This is also for anybody who has to deal with ship replacement programs or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or I suppose if you just want to take more than one ship out and die horribly, like
exactly. Someone like me who is really bad at PvP, but likes to fly particular fits, even though they don't really work for me. I can fit like 5 or 10 ships at once, and then I have more time to practice and maybe someday not be bad at PvP. It's fantastic. Well, thank you very much for doing this on behalf of the EVE community, and then we are going to something next. We're going to talk about...
Yes, we have been giving a call out to all of you to create content for us here on the show. And a lot of people have got in touch with us, but have not had quite enough time to put all the polish that they needed on their segment. So we are now going to take a look at something that was sent in almost immediately by the incredibly talented Rick Jarvix and his hauling thoughts.
I bet Old Man Star resents being called that. It makes me sad to think of all the younger stars calling him names. It isn't right, after all he has done for them.
These are really awesome, and this is just a sneak peek of what Rick Jarvix has in store for you. And we can also not wait to see what the rest of you have in store for us, because we have this ongoing challenge to keep sending us things for the 07 show. Things that could be recurring segments. We did a dev blog about this recently, so you should go check that out. Make something awesome and send it to us.
We did, and we've had a lot of queries come in about what the timeline was, and so we just wanted to let you guys know that we aren't having a July episode just because summer vacation and hence the funny hats. But we will be back on air in early August, so make sure that you send everything in to evetv@ccpgames.com so that we can be sure to include it in the next show. And also send us in any images, any pictures that you guys have from player gatherings that you've attended this year. And be sure to fill out the CCP survey about player gatherings if you haven't done so already.
It's floating around on our social media at the moment, so go check that out.
Yes, it is. And be sure to let us know what you think about this new broadcast time.
Yeah, definitely. So we know how to best please you, the people of New Eden. But we are headed out to summer, and we hope you have a great summer in EVE. Lots of cool stuff happening. This is it for us, for this show.
That's it.
And we'll see you in August. Have an amazing summer.